Hey there, welcome to Hermit Haven. I'm Ashley.
And I'm Jackie. We're so excited to invite you into our safe space. Hermit Haven is like a cozy little hideout where we get to celebrate being confident in ourselves as we find happiness in quiet moments.
So grab your favorite blanket and your favorite drink, and let's dive into today's episode.
Hi, I'm Jackie. Welcome back to Hermit Haven.
Hi, I'm Ashley. We're so excited to have you this week. This week, we're going to chit chat about using your time and energy correctly by being intentional. So, I think this is so important because I think a lot of times when we think about this, we're thinking about time management, we're thinking about all the tools, but that's not what we're really talking about here. We really want to talk about really just being more intentional, right? When you have all this time and energy, how are you intentional with it, right? And when you use your time correctly, and you put your energy where you want your energy to go and your time to go, you're going to get a lot back from that, right? And I think too, you're going to start feeling more relaxed. You're going to start feeling like the goodness. I don't know. There's just something that feels good when you're aligning with your time and energy.
Yeah, this is a topic that we talk about a whole heck of a lot, especially in the past few months. And to the point where I'm like, Ashley, I'm gonna go put my phone in my closet for part of the day so that I'm not on it. Like, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. And, not everyone has an issue with the phone. I feel like that is a lot of people's issue, though, is like
Yeah, it's a
using
distraction.
yeah, using your time to be on, and because it's not even always the scrolling. Sometimes it's like, well, let me just check my email. Like, why am I checking my email? Like, what? I'm not.
Or it's the rabbit hole you go down in the middle of doing something else.
Yeah, and you get distracted. I'm like, why did I even go on my phone in the first place? So I feel like for a lot of people right now, the phone is a huge
It's an
distraction, and you can
easy
tell.
But it's easy, right? It's
Yeah,
so easy. You just pop it open. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm entertained. Oh my gosh, the thing
yeah,
that's bugging me or the thing I need to know about, I could just look it up, right? Like,
yeah,
it's so easy to put your time and energy in it that you almost don't want to put your time and energy in all the other things that you actually want to do or need to do.
yeah. I've personally noticed. I remember like this was months ago, and I was like, I feel like I just can't focus. I just can't focus. Like, what's wrong with me? And it's because we're so used to that immediate, like going on and being entertained so fast. And to be honest, it's an addiction. Like it really is like a true addiction. And I'm just speaking for myself, but I know a lot of people struggle with this. And I notice that when I'm off my phone more, I'm able to focus more because I'm not like my brain isn't as trained to like go like immediate, like I'm just looking to distract, like just like you said, you're looking to distract from anxiety or life or you're overwhelmed, like all of these feelings. And I get it. And I know I talk a lot about journaling on this podcast. I love journaling. I feel like it helps so much. I know it sounds weird and it's not always like the most fun when you're putting, you're going through your thoughts. Like you have to actually sit with yourself. You know what I mean?
You
It's not
unlock a
easy.
different part of your brain. It's like instead of just storing it in your brain, you go back and you actually file it.
Yep, it's not the easiest, but it really is so helpful. And anyway, all of this to say that this has really helped me with being more intentional with my time because I know that I wanted hobbies. Like I wanted to be able to do stuff outside of having a phone in my face. And I wasn't choosing to like go paint or go draw or go journal because it's easy to just pick up the phone and see what other people are doing. And I'm not saying, obviously, I've never said social media is a terrible thing. I get so many good ideas from there. Like I love it, but
Yeah.
it's like
It's okay to be on your
hard.
phone. I think it's okay to be on your phone, but when your phone kind of takes over and you don't know how long you've been on it, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Because what else could you have been doing with your time, right? Like it starts to feel like you're busy, but it's not fulfilling.
Yeah. And then we're like, oh my gosh, I'm not taking care of myself because I don't have time. I'm not playing with my kids more because I don't have time. I'm not. And sometimes, yes, I know people out there are busy. So, like, obviously, everyone's got different schedules, but you can easily look at your screen time and see how much time you're spending. And not just on social media. I mean, just see how much you're spending. Like I said, sometimes I just open the mail. Like, I don't know why. I don't care about emails. Like, why am I opening it up? It's just something to do,
And I
you
think
just
sometimes
open
you
it.
don't realize it because you need to even get more intentional in that, right? Like we were talking about this other day. Jackie and I, but we were talking about like maybe like what we're seeing on the surface is really not the problem, right? Maybe there's something under the surface, right? So like maybe you think like, oh, it's okay to spend 2 hours on your phone because maybe you never sat down and you said, what else can I do with my time, right? Maybe you sat down and you never realized that like, oh, I have these other things like maybe I want to do, or like maybe, the things that actually take me 13 minutes, that I've been putting off for 3 years really can get done
Yep.
instead, right? Like
Yep.
I think so many times, like the problem isn't even your phone. The problem is you don't know what you want to do with your time, right? Like
Yep.
how blessed are we that we have 24 hours in the day? We all have 24 hours in the day, right? Some of us require more sleep than others. Some of us require maybe more meals than others. Maybe some of us require more self-time than others, right? Some might require more time at home with their children, right? But like we all have this time. Where are you taking this time? And until you sit down, and I don't know, it's almost like this weird feeling, especially being a mom. And I know it might be different not being a mom because we've all not been moms before too, right? But I don't know, it's like sitting down, it's like, okay, I'm home with my kid, but I have like three other projects, like, right? I am trying to create content. I'm trying to work on Herman Haven. I just started a mom walk group. Like, I'm super busy doing 1,000 projects a day, right? How do I know I'm spending enough time with my child? Well, what is enough time with my child?
Right.
Like, how do I, like, right? I'm just feeling guilty because I never had this conversation with myself, right?
Yeah.
Like, I never had that conversation. So, something I did, and I sat down and I said, okay, like, maybe I want to spend, right, in a day, me and my son might have 8 hours together, 9 hours if he does a nap. Okay, maybe out of those 9 hours, in reality, I want to spend 7 hours, right? And that sounds crazy, but in reality, if he's playing 15 minutes here every hour by himself, that is 7 hours with him still, right? And I think that's the case is we have to say, okay, it's okay to walk away for 10 minutes, let them play, right? I have things to do. I can't feel guilty. But you wouldn't know that if you don't have that conversation with yourself. And I think sometimes that's what it is. So yeah, I'm getting distracted by my phone because I don't know what else to do with my time because I didn't have that conversation with myself about, oh, I can have 30 minutes of screen time today. But I also need to sit down maybe and make a grocery list, or I need to sit down and maybe meal prep or whatever it is.
Yeah, I think like for me, it's easy to sit and just brain dump. Like, what do I want? Like, what if I had all the time in the world, like, what are the top things that I want to be able to do? Like, I want to be able to work out. I love feeling stronger. I know when I meal plan and meal prep, I feel better. Like, I obviously stay on course with like my macros and stuff, but like, I feel better, like more energy. My stomach doesn't hurt all those things. Those are very important because then I can live life happier if I'm feeling good, right? So I kept saying I wanted to do more like family time, like sitting down playing board games with my family, you know? It's just like things like that that in life I want to do more art stuff. So it's like sitting down and just brain dumping, like what are the things that I ultimately want to be doing? And then like kind of have like prioritizing like which ones do I want to do and just like slotting them in your week, really. But this is where the intentional part comes in. Like you have to be doing that. Like you have to be putting them in your calendar and like thinking about it and putting the distraction down. I saw something the other day and it was so true. I was like, "Oh my gosh, I know that I do this." And it was like we can't even watch movies anymore without scrolling on our phone while we're watching the movie.
I do that all the time.
Right? All
I,
the time. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so true. And
but
I
if
know,
my phone is in the other room charging, I won't need to do that. I
yeah,
just have to
well,
fidget.
yeah, that's the thing is like putting it just somewhere else. Like that's what I know they have those brick things
It's
now
not,
too. I just don't feel like buying it. But like if I put it in my closet, it's really annoying to get into. Like I don't go in there often unless I'm
it might
getting
not.
damaged.
I mean, too, like, you might find another way to do it too. Like Jackie likes to put hers in the closet sometimes. Sometimes I just leave my phone somewhere, and forget about it, or let my phone die. I added like 15 different home screens and like a bunch of focus modes to try to
Yeah,
focus. But like, I don't know, sometimes it's not my phone though. Like something I was talking to Jackie about is like how I felt like I was just being busy and I was like, but really, like, do I need to spend 5 hours a day cleaning? No, right? Like I think
yeah,
sometimes it's how much energy do you want to spend on something, right?
yeah,
And I think too, how much do you care about something? Like if we're trying to like really work on a project, are we just gonna slap on our name and put it up there and like be like, I did it? right? We're going to take time, right? We're going to put energy into that, right? So then how do you divide that time for this to work, right? And like it might not be put in a calendar because you might not be a calendar person, right? Like some people are just not calendar people, even though a calendar is very helpful, right? It keeps you in track of what day it is because we do have to show up to dates. We do have to show up to stuff, right? But maybe it's a to do, like maybe it's a list, like, in the next, next time I have free time, these are the things I'm gonna do, right? Or maybe in the next month, these are the things I have coming up, right? Maybe it's like the actual calendar part is stressing you out. So then write it down, like in the next 2 weeks. Something I used to do when I was like, I would literally write down for the next 3 days, these are the things I have to do. And then I would throw away the list after the 3 days and start over.
Yep.
Like, figure out what works for you, but if you're not literally saying what do I want to fulfill my time with, then you're just not fulfilling your time with anything that you want to fulfill it in a sense, right? And I think too is when you're thinking of this, like where do I want to put my time and energy? Sometimes it's having that collaboration with others, right? How can I collaborate with someone during that time and energy to get something more out of my time and energy?
Yeah. And I know I talked about the phone, but like sometimes, like you said, it's not the phone. Sometimes it's just like maybe we're saying yes to the wrong things. Like
Yeah.
I know some people love being out and about and having their kids in like five different, sporting things. So they're like literally never home and they're not eating until 9 o'clock at night. And if that works for you, cool. But just realize if that is really stressful, like you don't have to do that. Like your child's not going to have it like a terrible childhood because you didn't do all of that. Like you can still do meaningful things. I think it's like an overall intentional like of all of your time in your life. Like, I don't know.
I think
I think sometimes we need to slow down. We were just talking about this, and it's hard for me to slow down. But now that I've practiced, like, not feeling like I have to be a chicken with my head cut off, doing like filling every single space in my time of my life with something to do, like, it allows you to just like calm. Like, it allows you to focus better, it allows your nervous system to be more calm. You're just able to think better. You're able to have like deeper thoughts. You're able to have more meaningful like thoughts and relationships and connections with your family, like in yourself and take care of yourself better. You're able to know what you need better. Like,
yeah.
yeah,
I think too, we're all going to use time differently in the sense, right? So what you might think is urgent with your time might not be the same thing as Jackie might think is urgent with her time. And I think respecting someone, what they think is urgent with their time is so important and helping them with what they think is important during that time. And I think being open to maybe suggestions on how to use your time is so important. I think sometimes we get kind of possessive, right? This is something that we are might only have control of is our time. And sometimes we get a little possessive of that controlling that this is the only thing I have control over. But I
yeah,
think being open-minded of how to use your time. So, and we've talked about this before, but you might find that, maybe it's doubling, while you're driving home, calling someone that you need to
yeah,
call instead of just listening to a podcast, right? I think it's, while you're doing the dishes, sticking in the podcast, like I think another thing I think too, with what I'm saying about time is how we use time. I might think, while let's say it might be quicker in my head, and this is just because I've been a nanny and a childcare provider for like 20 plus years. It's honestly quicker for me to let the kids destroy the house and and then clean it up before like nap time or before a transition than to worry about it as a go. Or like Ari's at the age where he can't help me clean up, so it's easier for him to destroy it and me to clean it up later when it's all been destroyed, right? Like, and that's just how I see it, where Jackie might not see it that way, right? And I don't know how Jackie would feel about that, right? But Jackie might be like, that's overwhelming. I need to do this right now, right? And that's okay too, right?
yeah,
You know yourself. You know yourself and you know how to use your time. So if you feel that you're going to use your time better when you're not being like overwhelmed by the child falling apart because they need to go take a nap and they're dirty, right? Like you just
yeah,
know this is not the time for me to clean up. I will get this done later. Then show up later. Don't break that promise with yourself with your time. I do it all the time. I am calling myself out, but it's a thing, right? But I know that I'm going to be more productive later than right now in a sense. And so I'm gonna do that later, right? But don't forget that promise either. Like make sure when you're dividing your time that you kind of, even if you can't show up, don't cancel it. Just rain check it. Rain check
yeah.
it. I think we plan to record this episode 3 different days, okay? we finally showed up. It's okay that it took us a few days times to show up, but we were able to use our time wisely for the things that we need to use our time and energy those other days for us
Yeah.
to show up to record this, right? But we never canceled. We just rain
Yeah.
checked it. And I think that's super important when you're thinking about like your time and energy. Just think about like how is this going to work for me, but also respect other people's times and energy, right? How can you build, right? So like yesterday I was just not in a thoughtful mood and I was like, I can't brainstorm. And so we just kind of like had a half brainstorm, right? Like I think that's about too. Like when you're kind of planning your day, it's okay to say, you know what, I don't have the full energy. I can't be superwoman today. Let me figure out how I can use the time I do have and the energy I do have to show up for the task that I need to do. And whatever those tasks are, again, it's gain intentional with yourself. What does that look like? Are you talking to yourself? Are you journaling? Are you doing affirmations? Are you manifesting? Are you maybe listening to a book, reading a book, right? Those are when those thoughts start happening. If you're not listening to your thoughts and you're not talking to your thoughts and you're not kind of like sorting through the thoughts, then you're never going to know what you're even doing with your time.
As you're talking, I feel like guilt comes into play a
Yeah.
lot when we talk about intentional living because, we can see what everyone else is doing all the time or what we think everyone else is doing all the time, right? And we can get all these ideas and then we think that we have to be doing all the things that we see other people doing and it's not even mom guilt, although like mom guilt for me is huge. I think a lot of moms feel that way, like, am I getting enough time with my kids or am I doing enough? But it could be anything. It could be, am I cleaning enough? Am I, putting enough time into my relationship with my mom or my sister or a friend, friends or whatever, myself, like there could be a lot of guilt there because we can see what everyone else is doing and that's why it's so important to really sit down and be like what would make me the happiest doesn't matter like what you've
Mhm.
seen because Ashley and I are two very different people and we do things very differently and that's how it's supposed to be like it's great that we have all these ideas because you can be like oh well that doesn't really work for me but that does so I think there's still a lot of amazingness that comes out of being able to see what everyone else is doing, but it's really like you have to sit and be like, what do I want? What's going to make the most sense for my family? What will make me the happiest? Okay, maybe I'm going to cancel that sport because I don't want to be out every single night, but we'll keep this one because it's fun to go watch my kid play, whatever. And so it's just knowing that about yourself, like what is going to make
Yeah.
you the best you.
Is this where we insert our little thing about the season and the time of year, right? Like it could be the season, it could be the time of year, right?
Yeah,
You may let's say for example something big might be coming up where you maybe you have like a work trip coming up, right? And you're going to be gone for 2 weeks away from your kids, so maybe spending more time on the couch with your kids and snuggling and doing what they want, even though you might have house chores, right? Like
yeah,
that's you choosing to honor what season you're in with your time. And I think that's so important. Like, right? Like your kids might be sick. You might, be hobbling around. And so this might be the season where you just need more rest with the children and more quality time and things will get done eventually, right? The house is not going to disappear. The laundry is not going to disappear. Like they're going to get done. It's just going to feel overwhelming until they get done. But you honored your intentions. You honored what season you're in. You honored your time, which is so important. And I think, like, I don't know how to explain this, but like, when you start really listening to yourself and honoring your time and your intentions, you really start feeling like Superwoman. Like, I
yeah,
think that's when you feel like you really are like, wow, I have 24 hours. No way. I have like 80 hours in a day. There's no way that was 24 hours, right? Because you feel like you got everything done because you were honoring your time and your intentions. And it might just be like reminding yourself too throughout the day. Like, when you pick up your phone, like maybe have a cute saying, do I need my phone right now? Or is there something else I can do? Right? Like, pick up your
yeah.
coffee and be like, should I be drinking coffee or should I be drinking water? Like,
Both.
you get what I'm saying? Like find
Yeah,
your way, find your system,
yeah,
find what makes you show up to be better with your time and your what you're doing. I think too, sometimes we get so lost in the daily day life that we forgot what our intentions were when we started to do something.
yeah,
So I think it's having the back of your head, like really what was my intention when I started maybe a project or when I started piling up the stuff in the corner there, like what was my intentions here? And I
yeah,
think just kind of keep reminding yourself as you go, don't forget those intentions.
yeah. Can I shout myself out for a second? Because I
Yeah.
I was just thinking about, since you mentioned the hobbling and the sick children, I have been really intentional this year about taking care of myself. And I mean, I have been for a while, but I've been like really intentional and I've been like tracking a lot of my food. I've been working out, doing some things, and it happens to be spring break week when we're recording this. And I had plans to do fun things with my children because it's spring break. But they have the flu, and the beginning of the week, I hurt my toe, so I can't walk, which, if you know me at all, I love walking and I walk like 8 to 10,000 steps at least a day. And so, anyway, I know what I've been doing for myself and how I've been making myself feel good. And while I cannot walk today, I was like patting myself on the back today because I have still been doing weight workouts. I made sure that they were not like load bearing on my toe that is hurt, but like I have still been doing my workouts because I haven't, hopefully I don't get the flu, but I haven't gotten it yet. So I was like, while I'm still healthy, I'm still going to try to be intentional with my health and try to be intentional with myself. And I think the old me would have been like, it's fine. Like, you didn't get a lot of sleep last night. Like, your kids are sick. Like, you got so much to do. Your toe hurts, whatever. Like, just skip it this week, you know? And that would have been fine too. Like, I'm not saying that's not good, but
Yeah, I think that's a
I
good point though.
know, like, I know what I'm doing with how to be intentional and how to make myself feel the best. And that was something I did for myself today, that made me feel so good and I feel stronger and I'm like, heck yes, like that was something. And anyway, all this to say, when you know what you really want and what's going to make you feel fulfilled and make you feel the best, it's so much easier when life throws like a jillion things at you at the same time that seems to throw you off. It doesn't threw me off obviously a little bit, but like I'm still able to grasp some of the things that I know make me feel good. Is that making sense? Like, and so I'm able to still keep a little bit of
I think
a
that's a good point too, though. Like, you need to be able, like, create
yeah,
intentional time to rest, but also know, like, after your rest, like, this is what's going to make you feel better and create intentional time for that. So instead of spending 8 hours resting, maybe spend 6 hours resting and then doing a workout, like you said. Like, I think that's so important. Like, that's a great way to say it. Like, hey, like, I know, like, yeah, I can sit here and do nothing, and that's okay, right? Because it's my time and I need rest. But I also know this is what's going to make me feel better. So I should make time for this in my day.
yeah.
And I
I
love that.
could
And you're
sat here
preparing
and
for a
scrolled.
season that might happen or might not happen, but everyone's in that season in your household.
Yep,
I love
yep,
that. And I think too, it's what you know, like I think there's another point we can go with this is knowing what drains your energy, right? You know, like resting all day is going to drain your energy, even if it feels like you're getting somewhere. So you have to give back to yourself to give more energy to then go do the other things you want to do with your time. And I feel like I do that all the time. Sometimes like I am the type of person that I like after I put Ari down, I would rather go spend 30 minutes to myself and then feel like, oh no, I have all this to do. I have to get up and go do it. Right? Like I need that rest, but I know I have all these other things to do. So I have to go put energy in those things. Right? But I also know if I don't sit down and rest, what's going to happen at the end of the day is I'm going to crash. I'm going to
yeah,
get to the end of the day and I'm going to feel like I didn't take any time for myself, which is not normal at all. Right? Like in reality, you go to work, you get breaks. Right? Like when you're at home, right, doing all these household chores, why shouldn't you give yourself breaks? Right?
yeah,
Yes, you have all these responsibilities to take care of, but that's taking energy from you. So are you giving back to yourself? Like, are you giving energy back to yourself? Are you scheduling that energy, that time in the day to give back to yourself? And it might look different every day. Like, right? It could be, okay, your child was up really late last night. You didn't get any sleep. So giving yourself energy today might look like a nap, or tomorrow be like, I just want to read my book to myself for 20 minutes and journal, right?
yeah.
And that's okay too, right? Like, I think sometimes we think we need to know it all. We have to have it like all together. We have to have it like planned out 6 months in advance, our time and energy. We don't. We have to go with the season, the day, and the flow.
While we're talking about being intentional, let's give an honorable mention to the timer situation that we both have been practicing recently. We're
Oh, I'm
trying to
obsessed with
anyway.
my timers.
It if you're going to be intentional. So I have struggle personally when I'm like, okay, I have this task and I never make them like specific enough, which is my issue, right? But it's like, okay, I need to work on Herman Haven stuff. Well, how long?
Hmm.
How long do I work on it? And I don't ever tell myself that. And so recently Ashley's been like, just set a timer. and give yourself a certain amount of time. And then if you want to keep going, like you could, or you be done and move to the next thing. And like it's such a game changer for my brain to just be
Yeah.
like, okay, it's just me 30
But
minutes or whatever.
But in reality, too, why do like you need to spend an hour on the same task for 7 days in a row? Does that mean you're not accomplishing your goals? Does that mean you're not doing the right thing? Like, does that mean that, right? And if you're spending that much time, are you getting the results you want to see? And if you're not, then do you need to keep spending the same amount of time to get the same results? Like, I think that's what it is, like really analyzing, right? What you're doing. But oh my gosh, we are obsessed. So it's this like multi-timer app that we're using, no sponsor affiliation, but we're obsessed with this multi-timer app. And it literally what we do, and Jackie might be doing it a little differently than I do, but I literally just have a timer for like the different categories. So for like cleaning and cooking, I have like a 3 hour timer for the day. And this is when I'm at home and Matt's not home. Like this is when I'm just like stay-at-home mom mode, right? I have a intentional timer for like three, I think it's like 3.5 hours or something. Like I don't want to be cooking, cleaning more than that in a day. And that way I know I did do what I have to do. Like I feel like too, like if I'm on the timer, I'm like, okay, well, what do I need to do? Okay, well, I narrowed it down that this is what I'm doing during that time, right? I can't hear you.
Kids are in bed cleaning. Whatever you get done is what you get done. And it's okay if you don't get done every single thing you thought you get
I
done.
can't hear you.
So,
Technically difficulties.
I don't know.
There we go.
Oh, my back.
Hmm.
I could hear you. You just couldn't hear me.
Okay, 3, 2, 1 it.
Oh, 3, 2, 1. And it could just be like you set a 30-minute timer after the kids go to bed and just do a reset. And whatever you get done is what you get done. And it's
Yeah.
okay if you don't get every single thing done, you know?
Yeah, I think too, picking maybe like, again, this is me having these conversations with myself, right? So maybe it's saying, okay, during nap, my intent, like during his first nap, my intentions are myself, right? My second nap, right? Then that wake window is spending time with him. That is my intention. Like we are not doing anything else. We're just spending time together. Okay, then the second nap is maybe cleaning the house and resetting the house. And then the fourth window is maybe spending some time with him, but also getting done on my phone or my like laptop, right? It's setting like, and it doesn't, I think too, it's the ebbs and flows. So like that might work today, but then tomorrow might not work because he didn't take a second nap, right?
Yeah.
Really like deciding like what do you want to do, breaking it down. What do you want to do in these times? What is the most important thing? I think too, once you start flowing, it's just gonna all flow.
Yeah.
So I think, it's not just how to use your time and your energy, but what to put it into and making
Yeah.
sure it's not draining you. It's making you feel successful. It's making you feel fulfilled. It's making you feel like you're amazing. It's making you feel like you're completing whatever the task is in the project. I think too, something we don't realize is like things that are due in like 8 months. Like for example, like July 4th, right? If you're like a family that wants to do a big July 4th barbecue, okay, well, let's say we're in April almost, right? Like this is a time maybe to start planning that out, right? Put that on your to-do list. Like I'm gonna spend 15 minutes every Tuesday until June, planning for this party that I want to have for July 4th. So that way, when we get to July, I'm not, freaking out. Or when I'm getting to the middle of June, I'm not freaking out because nothing's planned, right? Sometimes we don't realize how fast time creeps up to us. So if
Yeah.
there's things that you automatically know you want to do every single year, you automatically know like is going to happen no matter what. Like, for example, your children are going to play football every year. So you might as well start, planning, maybe buying a couple extra snacks when you go to the grocery store now, right? Like they don't expire for another year anyway, right? Like
Yeah.
it's being intentional of your time in the time you're in now. Like, how can I prepare for the next season while I'm in the time? Because when I get to next season, unfortunately, life happens. You're busy already doing all the other things. Now you think you can add a 10-hour project, like, right? I think too, I don't know, like I think too a lot of times it's is this worth your time and energy? Like, is this worth what you need to do? Is this worth what,
Yeah.
you know, or can I give this task to someone else? Like, right? Like maybe maybe like you're so busy in this season, it may cost $100, right, out of your pocket to have someone come clean your house, but that would be so much more easier for you to do because maybe you have a party coming up and maybe you're like, I don't have $100 and that's okay too, right? Like, I think it's figuring out a system that works best for you, but maybe there's someone else that can do the task for you. Maybe someone in the house can help you with the task. Maybe it's the way you need to divide the task up. Maybe it's the way you're looking at the task, right? Or maybe half the tasks that need to be outsourced, right? Maybe you just need someone to come clean your bathrooms for you, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's not a big deal to give up control sometimes, too.
Yeah, I think I was just gonna say like letting go. Like sometimes you just have to let go of the way that you were doing something because there could be a better way, but you're not able to get there. It's almost like you're missed opportunities because you're just so set in your ways. Like there could be something better. And that's we do this all like we love I will admit
Yeah,
that about us.
problem.
We love changing it up and trying different things because when we do that, we find like, oh wow, this works so much better. Like I was fighting before and now it feels like it's just flowing, you know? And so it's just letting go of what you all the things that you were doing and feeling like you had to do it a certain way because this person's doing it or it's the way you've always done it and like being like maybe I could try something different.
Yeah. I think a big example of this is we are working on our content for Hermit Haven, and we've been trying to do this for a while now. And I literally just looked at Jackie and I said, this is not working. We've been trying to do this for a year. Are we going to keep trying to put energy into something that's not working and time into something that's not working? Or should we sit down and try to focus our time and energy in a different way, in a different matter, and maybe we can figure it out? And I think Jackie and I are more advanced in the two talks we had about what we want to do for content than we've been in a whole year because
Yeah.
what was working was not working.
Yeah.
And I think
And
sometimes that's the problem is
yeah.
we're too afraid to pull the plug.
Well, and sometimes we want to do all the things at the same time, and you
Yes.
can't do all the things at the same time. And sometimes you have to do one thing to get to the next step, to get to the next step, to learn more, to get, you
Yes.
know, like just like Hermit Haven has evolved so much with like branding, how we've done stuff, like we thought knew what we were doing, you know, and the only thing that I think we've been consistent like with is what we've been wanting to talk about. Like we've always like talked about things, but you know, it's just learning. It's all learning. That's what life is. It's learning new ways to do things that make it better. And it could be something that you do in this season could work perfectly well, and it might not work in the next season.
Yeah.
And like that's just life. And you just keep learning and keep trying. And
I think, yeah, and I think it's not spending time beating yourself up about what is not working, but it's said problem solving and then trying things out to find what is working. And it's okay to put a little bit of time and effort because you're going to feel so much more successful when you solve the problem.
yeah,
But I really hope that you're listening to this episode and you're really thinking, how can I use my time intentionally? How can I put in energy to the things I want? Right. And it doesn't mean that you're putting it in like a thing of energy, like it's a volcano and you're exploding with all this energy. It just means that you're pouring a little bucket into where you want it to go. And so that bucket can then become a stream, right? And it's okay to take time. It's okay to be hesitant. But just remember the time and energy you're putting in is what you're going to get back. And it's so important to put it into what you want that's going to protect your peace, make you feel successful, make you feel amazing, make you feel like you can conquer the world. You are a superwoman. And when you are truly being intentional, you will feel it.
yeah. A little
Right?
brain dump goes a long way. That's all I was gonna say. Yeah,
Anything else?
that's it. That's all I got.
When we love you all, just remember it's okay not to know what to do when you start any of these topics that we're talking about. The first thing you always need to do, no matter what it is just sit down with yourself. If it's journaling, if it's listening to music, if it's painting, if it's working out, just sit down with yourself where you feel familiar and start opening the Pandora box. Once you open that Pandora box, start realizing that you're in control of it. And once you realize that you're in control of it, then you'll start understanding these concepts that we're talking about, how to be intentional. Use your time, right? And we're going to talk more about all these different topics that are important to us that we think should be important to you because we want to see you grow. And we'll be here every Wednesday with you. We have your podcast everywhere you can find us. We're on all the big streams. We have the video podcast, we have the audio side of podcasts. We're everywhere. And we want to continue showing up every Wednesday talking to you. When we're not here every Wednesday, we are in our Facebook group. We are in our Instagram. We are in our TikTok. You guys can always get to us through there. We are so excited to be here. And don't forget, we have a newsletter that we came out with, a little flyer, a little love letter to you. That is going to have all our favorites. That's going to have some journaling prompts, some manifestation. So that's a good place to start where you're like, I don't know how to do these self-care things. That is a great place. There's some book recommendations in there for you, really just like a bunch of good stuff. So we're going to make sure you guys have that. And we love you all, and we're excited to see you next Wednesday. And this is an open place, so just let us know what you want to hear from us. If there's a topic that you love, there's a topic we haven't talked about, if there's something you really want us to do more of, like, hey, if you want more recommendations, we're here for it. We want to have these conversations with you. Our goal is to spend our time and energy to help this channel grow so that we can reach all women around the world and help them grow because that's what we love to do.
Amen.
Have a great day, y'all. Bye bye.
Bye. Thanks for spending time with us today and being part of our Hermit Haven community.
We hope you enjoyed our cozy chat and are inspired to embrace your inner hermit.
Remember, even in the quiet moments, you're never alone on this journey because we are truly all in this together.
So until next time, stay cozy, stay true to yourself, and keep spreading love wherever you go.
Bye for now.
We'll see you next time.